This week's Torah portion is called Metzorah, which is a person afflicted with Tzara'at. We learned in last week's Torah portion that Tzara'at is a physical manifestation of a spiritual affliction, and there's no word for Tzara'at in English. We also learned that Tzara'at most commonly manifests as a result of Lashon Hara, the wicked tongue, which is gossip. This week's Torah portion shifts the focus from the disease to the afflicted person and the rituals that he or she must undergo to become ritually pure. The process to restore a Metzorah to ritual purity is cumbersome and embarrassing. The priest inspects the Metzorah at regular intervals and performs complex priestly rituals only after the Tzara'at has faded. Meanwhile, the Metzorah suffers humiliations such as shaving his or her head and being isolated during the process. Presumably, this only begins after the Metzorah has repented of the spiritual deficiency that caused the Tzara'at in the first place. Tzara'at does not afflict only people. It can spread to a person's belongings or even to his or her house. There are a number of theories out there about why Tzara'at can spread from people to objects. My personal take on this is that the level of severity fits the crime. If a little humiliation and isolation is appropriate, then the Metzorah might be afflicted with Tzara'at on his or her body. If the crime is more serious, then perhaps some economic loss is appropriate. In severe cases, then the Metzorah might lose his or her entire house. Here again, what does any of this have to do with parental alienation? The Torah takes Lashon Hara very seriously, especially when it comes to parental alienation. The heavenly court is prepared to mete out decisive punishment to prevent Lashon Hara. In serious cases that destroy households, the heavenly court is even prepared to literally destroy a person's house. There simply is no room for the Shekhinah and parental alienation to coexist with each other in the same place. In modern times, we don't have priests to diagnose Tzara'at or to restore a Metzorah to the community. We also don't have the Shekhinah dwelling in our midst. In fact, we are even more alienated from our Heavenly Father than our ancestors were. So, what can we do with our modern tools at our disposal to renew our days as before? In Solutions for Parental Alienation, Brian O'Sullivan offers therapeutic and legal remedies for parental alienation. Within the legal framework, he asserts that the family court judge should intervene with tools that are already at his or her disposal. These include monetary sanctions against the alienator, taking custody away from the alienator, and even criminal sanctions against the alienator. Jurisdictions in Europe have adopted O'Sullivan's model with great success. Here in Israel, Erez Shani is the first judge to set up a specialized court in Tel Aviv to deal with parental alienation. He implemented a similar model as O'Sullivan's, and the results have been dramatic. While these modern methods differ from the model introduced in this week's Torah portion, the goal is the same: to eradicate parental alienation. Each model is effective within its cultural and legal framework. Each model also recognizes the need for moderate, medium, and severe intervention tactics that fit the crime. Jurisdictions that fail to address parental alienation really need to take to heart the lessons learned from O'Sullivan's model, Shani's model, and of course, the Torah model. Next week's Torah portion is called Acharei Mot, and we will return to the deaths of Nadav and Avihu. Can you explain why the Torah interrupted that narrative with these laws on ritual and purity?